This is the Polygons app, and it's the video about given patterns. First, we're going to click on Program in the red stripe so we can go see the given patterns. Down below here in this brown box, it says Patterns. I'm going to click on Patterns. Here we see the app lists that contain patterns are marked in blue. Those are patterns that we've already worked on, 76, 77, and 78. But what we're interested in is up on the top here, set numbers of given patterns. Here's the first set of given patterns. At the bottom here, at given pattern 32, we see the space for ASCII, the exclamation point, which is number 33 in ASCII. And if we go on to the second set, we'll see that 65 pattern is ASCII capital A. And we can continue on through the different pages of patterns. And we see there's lots of special kind of patterns. These are called given patterns. What's nice about them is you don't have to figure out what the points are for the patterns. They're already given. So we'll leave here now and we'll go back to executing our program. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the trail again, and we're going to go to where the given patterns start. So going to the trail, we're going to advance to the halts. First we'll do the patterns that we built. Then we'll do the ones created by vectors. Then we're just going to advance by 9 until we see a given pattern appear. There it appears. What we see here is the instructions have been executed. Our control registers, R for rotation, X for size. That is, this is size 60. The X and Y position for where it is on the screen, over 340, down 70. Then the new instruction we're learning is PATS. PATS will go get a given pattern, in this case pattern 65, and put it in a list. This is a list name, pattern. Right after we do this, we can go and do the dots command to change that pattern into a dots list. That dots list can be used by polyfill to make the pattern. This case was an A. So what we're saying is we didn't have to create the dots ourselves and put them in a list. We could just tell it to make a list using the PATS action, put the information for the pattern in this list called pattern. Dots can change that into a dots list that a polygon can make. Okay, so we're going to advance 9 again until we see another one. Alright, here we see one. It's pretty much the same as the first one, except it has another action in it, TAW, tall and wide. You can change the percentage of height, or tall, and the percentage Y, W. Here it's being changed by the time, the tick T, which is going to go from 0, in this case, to 49, but then it's going to be multiplied by 2, so it's going to go from 0 to 98, and it's going to use that as a percentage. Here in tall and wide, the first 3 digits here are for wide, and out here, these 3 digits, which is like multiplied by 1,000, is for how tall. It says 100% tall, but the width is going to be determined by T, the tick. So this given pattern is going to change in width because of the TAW action. Well, let's advance 9 until we see another one. Now we see exactly the same thing, but now it's going to be changing how tall it is. It's going to change T again from 0 to 49, but multiply it by 2,000. So not just by 2, but also by 1,000. So it's going to be changing. Well, it's going to be changing how tall it is. Yes, you see down here, it's shrunk in height. It's its regular width, but its height is less. So it's going to change its height. So it's just another use of tall and wide. Change the height. So a pattern can have its ratio between tall and wide changed. Now we'll advance again by 9 until we see another one. Alright, here is one. In this case, the size is being changed. It says change the size here from 0 to 59. So it's positioning it here, but its size is changing. So you can use the tick action to change its size. Well, let's advance some more. Okay, draw it again. This time it also was changing the size, but using an action called roll, which means it's going to roll the size up and down. It's going to go from 0, I don't know if it's to 29 or 30, but then it's going to go back and forth and back and forth. So this A is going to change in size over time. Now we'll advance it again till we see it. Now this one's a little different than the others because it has a vector involved. The X and Y value of where it's positioned here is determined by a vector, and the vector is at position AB. Now if I go back 9 instructions, I'll see the value of A is 460. So now let me go back forward again. So the vector's base is somewhere here, 460, 300. And then it's drawing from there a vector which is changed by R. Oh, got to go back again. The vector's direction is being changed by R here, which goes from 0 to 47 and then is multiplied by 20. So it's going all around a lot of the 960 directions, this vector. So what's happening, let me go forward again, is when it comes down here, it makes a new XY position every time based on the new value of R. So sometimes it's straight up and it's over this way, this way, this way, this way, this way. Many times, right now, it's up this way. So the center of the given pattern is being changed. However, the pattern itself, its R value is set to 0. Its S value is 50. Now that's meaning that its size is going to stay the same, and it's not rotating itself. In other words, this A isn't turning upside down and going around. That's not what's going around. Its position of XY position is going around. So that's another thing that can be done with your given patterns, or in fact any pattern can have itself changed. That's the end of this video.